Hi, it's John Vu, and this lesson is on Bossa Favour from Trinity College London Drum Kit Grade 3. So this is a Group A piece, so it's played with a backing track. So looking at the sheet music in the book, you've got the song title at the top of the page there. Beneath that, to the left-hand side, it says Bossa Nova. So that's the style of the piece. So we're going to be playing a Bossa Nova, which is a very, very common Brazilian rhythmic style, okay, which is also used in jazz music. So it's one, as drummers, we need to know well. So we need to make sure you know how to play a Bossa Nova before you play this track. Okay, beside Bossa Nova, it says a quarter note equals 122. So that's the tempo of the piece. So there's going to be 122 quarter note beats per minute. So for this style, a sort of medium tempo, I'd say. So looking at the first bar of music, got your percussion clef, letting you know it's drum notation on the stave. And then beside that, we've got the time signature. So the time signature is 4/4, 4 at the top, 4 beats in the bar, 4 at the bottom. So that tells you the note value of the beat is a quarter note. So we've got 4 quarter note beats in the bar. Okay, so we've got a 2-bar Bossa Nova in the first 2 bars. Okay, so 8th notes on the hi-hat. We're playing a 3/2 clave. Okay, so we've got 3 cross stick notes in the first bar, 2 cross stick notes in the second bar. Okay, so the clave rhythm for the first bar, we play the downbeat of 1 on the cross stick, then the upbeat of 2, the downbeat of 4. Okay, so you hear 1 and 4, so that's your clave. So that's the 3 hits of the clave in bar 1, and then we've got 2 hits for the clave in bar 2. So the 2 hits for the clave in bar 2, downbeat of 2, upbeat of 3. So 1. Okay, so you got 3 hits of the clave in bar 1, 2 hits of the clave in bar 2, so that's a 3/2 clave. Okay, keeping those 8th notes on the hi-hat, bass drum plays that samba rhythm. Okay, so you got 1 and 3, and 1 and 3, and. Okay, so remember for this style of music, nice and light. Okay, so we'll be playing with the tip of the stick on the hi-hat. You can see the dynamic of this is MF, which is short for mezzo forte half loud. Okay, so remember, half loud for this genre is quieter than half loud for, say, rock or something like that. Okay, so make sure you're bringing the dynamic level down to this style of music. So the 2-bar Bossa Nova at mezzo forte sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so make sure you can play that Bossa Nova, that 2-bar 3/2 clave Bossa Nova, and then in the next bar, bar 3, you play the first bar of that Bossa Nova, and then we've got a fill in bar 4. Okay, so we've got a crash with the bass drum on the 1, and then dotted quarter note on the bass drum, that is, which takes us to the end of 2. So we've got the end of 2 playing the high tom, left hand for an 8th note, and then we've got quarter note, medium tom on the downbeat of 3, quarter note on the floor tom, we'll play right hand as well on the downbeat of 4. So that rhythm is 1 and 3, 4. So crash with the right, left on high tom, right on medium tom, right on low tom. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, because of this style of music, you want to play with the tip of the stick on the crash cymbal, okay? So you don't want to play with the shoulder of the stick on the edge of the cymbal, which gives a kind of loud, accentuated crash. We want a nice light crash, tip of the stick in the center of the cymbal face here, okay? Okay, so make sure you do that with all the crashes for this piece. So just need to play to the style of music, okay? So Bossa Nova, this is the style of drumming we play, okay? So nice and light on the cymbals. So putting the top line together, which is the intro line, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then coming into the next line, we've got the letter A there in the box, so this is section A. Okay, the start of section A at bar 5, the start of line 2. So we've got the 2-bar Bossa Nova there again. Okay, we've got the 3/2 clave in this section as well, and then we've got a 2-bar repeat. Okay, so that means repeat the previous 2 bars. We play bars 5 and 6 again. And then coming into the next line of section A, we've got another 2-bar repeat, which means repeat the previous 2 bars, which are bars 7 and 8, which will repeat in bars 5 and 6. Okay, so we just play the 2-bar Bossa Nova again, and then we've got a change up in bar 11 where we're playing a hi-hat on a downbeat of 1 with the bass drum, and then we've got a 8th note on the upbeat on the cross stick on the end of 1, and then cross stick on the downbeat of 2 for an 8th note, hi-hat and bass drum on the upbeat of 2 for an 8th note, 2 more cross sticks for the downbeat of 3 and the upbeat of 3, and then we've got a crash with the bass drum on the downbeat of 4. So you've got this right, left, left, right, left, left, right pattern. Okay, so you've got hi-hat, cross stick, hi-hat, cross stick, and obviously bass drum plays with both those hi-hats, end with that crash. So that bar 11 sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. And then in the next bar 12, we've got a quarter note rest on the downbeat of 1, 8th note rest on the downbeat of 2, and then we play the 8th note on the upbeat of 2, so the end of 2 there as a flam on the high tom, and then we play quarter note on 3 on the medium tom, quarter note on 4 on the floor tom. Okay, so that's that same rhythm that you played in the fill around the toms at the end of the intro. Okay, so we just haven't got that crash on the 1. So we've got that and 3, 4 rhythm again, but a flam on the high toms. You can keep the same sticking that you played in bar 4. So you got left for the high tom note on the upbeat of 2, right for the medium tom on the downbeat of 3, right for the floor tom on the downbeat of 4. So that bar 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we'll put those 2 bars together, bars 11 and 12. We got this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we're coming to the next line where we're playing the 2-bar bossa nova again, starting with a crash, and this time we're adding an open hi-hat at the end of the 2-bar bossa nova. Okay, so you want to make sure you can loop that. All right, you're really comfortable playing that 8th note open hi-hat on the end of 4. All right, so those 2 bars, we'll take out the crash first of all, because that just accentuates the start of the groove. So we're going to play the 2 bars in bars 13 and 14. Just loop them 4 times, just get used to that open hi-hat. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so really make sure you're comfortable adding that left foot, opening the hi-hat there. Okay, so obviously you've got the bass drum on the open hi-hat, and you've also got the bass drum when you close it on the next note as well. Okay, so make sure you've got both of those in. Really get comfortable with that. So we've got the same groove in bars 15 and 16 for the rest of that line. We just haven't got the crash on the 1, obviously, because that's just accentuating the start of that groove. And then bars 17 and 18, we've got a 2-bar repeat, so you repeat the 2 previous bars in bars 15 and 16, and then we've got another change up there in bar 19. So we're playing that same rhythm, well, that same pattern: right, left, left, right, left, left. Okay, this time we're on the high tom for the right, left, left on the cross sticks again, then we move the right hand to the medium tom, left, left on the cross sticks, and then we've got a floor tom on the right hand and 1 cross stick to finish the bar. So it's just 8th notes for the rhythm in that bar. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and bass drum on the first note of the bar with the high tom. So that bar sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. And you got accents on all those toms. Okay, so they want to have more emphasis on them, the toms, so they're louder. Okay, play those 3 notes louder in that bar. And then in the next bar we've got a crash cymbal and a downbeat of 1, quarter note rest on 2, and then we go round the kit in 8th notes. So you got 3 and 4 and snare, high tom, medium tom, low tom. Okay, so just right, left, single strokes around the kit there. Okay, so that bar: 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll put those 2 bars together, bars 19 and 20, sound like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we'll try that whole line. So bars 17, 18, 19 and 20, just to get used to going into that change up in bar 19 from the 2-bar bossa nova groove with the open hi-hat. Okay, so you're going to close on that high tom. Okay, so you open at the end of the bossa nova at the end of bar 18, and when you close as you hit that, close the hi-hat as you hit that high tom at the start of bar 19. Okay, so we'll get used to that by playing that line. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so make sure you can flow from that bossa nova into that 2-bar change up. Okay, and that brings us to the end of section A. So we're going to put that whole section together. Okay, so we've got the 2-bar bossa with the 3-2 clave. Okay, and then we just got those change ups in bars 11 and 12, and also in bars 19 and 20. And just make sure as you come into bar 13, crash nice and light with the tip of the stick to start that groove where we bring in that open hi-hat. So now let's try the intro line and the whole of section A. Okay, so putting that all together. And now we'll try the intro line and section A in time with a backing track. Okay, so you've got a 2-bar count in, so you'll hear 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're in with that 2-bar bossa nova with the 3-2 clave. Okay, remember this is a light style of music, so keep it light. Make sure you're playing tip of the stick for the crash cymbal notes, and also you're getting a nice prominent sound on the cross stick. Okay, so you want to hit with the shoulder of the stick just before the stick tapers. Okay, that's where you tend to get the best cross stick sound. So make sure you find that point on your stick and you're getting a real nice click that really pierces through the groove. Okay, you really want to hear that clave on the cross stick. Okay, so let's try first line and section A in time with the backing track. So now we come on to section B, which starts at bar 21. So you can see the letter B there in a box, letting you know it's the start of section B. So we're still playing a bossa nova for this section, but now we're playing a 2-3 clave. So we got 2 clave hits in the first bar, 3 clave hits in the second bar. Okay, so you got downbeat of 2 for the clave and upbeat of 3 for the clave in bar 1. Downbeat of 1, upbeat of 2, and downbeat of 4 for the clave in bar 2. So now the clave sounds the other way around. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we're also changing cymbal to the ride cymbal. So again, make sure you're playing tip of the stick in the middle of the face of the cymbal there. Okay, so keep it nice and light again. Same bass drum rhythm. Okay, playing that sample rhythm. 1 and 3. And 1 and 3 and for this section you can see we've got an F there written beneath bar 21, which is short for forte, which means loud. So remember, loud in this genre is quieter than loud in, say, rock again. Okay, just to give you an example. So we're still keeping it light, but we're louder than we were in the previous sections. We want to lift the dynamic a bit to increase the energy, but you don't want to be playing loud. Okay, so just loud for this style of music. Okay, so just lift the energy a bit. So you want to get that 2-bar bossa nova ride cymbal and just changing the clave to a 2-3 clave. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we start that section with a crash cymbal. So again, tip of the stick. And then we've got, for the next 2 bars, the same 2-3 bossa nova clave. Okay, for the next 2 bars. And then in the next line, bars 25 and 26, you've got 2 bar repeats. We repeat the previous 2 bars, that same bossa nova. And then we've got a change up. So we've got a crash cymbal for a dotted quarter note downbeat of 1, crash cymbal for an 8th note on the upbeat of 2, and then a crash cymbal for the downbeat of 4. Okay, so that is the same as the clave notes in the 3 part. Okay, so 1 and 4 on the crash cymbal there. Okay, and that's what you've been doing in the other change ups as well. Okay, still hitting those same clave points. So 1 and 4. Okay, which really complements the feel of the track. Okay, we got a snare drum playing the downbeat of 2 and the downbeat of 4. Okay, bass drums playing with all those crashes. So that bar 27 sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we come into the next bar 28, where we got 2 8th notes on the high tom. So we're playing 1 and then we've got 8th note rest on a downbeat of 2. We play the upbeat of 2 on the medium tom, downbeat of 3 for a quarter note on the medium tom, and then a downbeat of 4 for a quarter note on the floor tom. So the rhythm for that bar is 1 and 3, 4. So you're going to play right, left on high tom, left, right on medium tom, because you're starting on that upbeat, and then a right on the floor tom for the 4. So that bar, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the same theme for the other fills, where we're going around the drums there from high to low, around the toms. So putting those 2 bars together, bars 27 and 28, sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then we come into the start of the next page at bar 29, where we're playing that same bossa nova with the 2-3 clave. Okay, so we crash in at bar 29, play the two bar bossa nova, and then we play it again for bars 31 and 32, but you haven't got the crash at the start of those 2 bars. We've got another 2 bar repeat at the start of the next line for bars 33 and 34, so you play the 2 bar bossa nova again, and then we've got a change up for the final 2 bars. So the rhythm in bar 35, we've got 2 8th notes on the snare drum, so 1 and 8th note rest on a downbeat of 2, and we play the upbeat of 2 for an 8th note on the snare drum, so the and of 2, 8th note rest on a downbeat of 3, we play the and of 3 on the high tom, and then we've got our 8th note rest on the downbeat of 4, and we've got 8th note on the upbeat of 4 on the medium tom. Okay, then we got a quarter note, downbeat of 1 on the floor tom. Okay, so we'll try that first. So we got 1 and 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got right, left, 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 right. Okay, and then we've got we finish off, so we've got quarter note rest on 2, and then we finish off with a 4-stroke rough. So we've got 3 grace notes, right, left, right, and then a kick, okay, to play the primary note. Okay, so you got right, left, right, kick. 1, 2, so it comes in on the 3, so make sure that the bass jump comes in on the downbeat of 3. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So we'll put those 2 bars together, bars 35 and 36, the final 2 bars of the piece. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that brings us to the end of section B. So we're going to try and put the whole section together now, okay? So we've got the 2-3 clave for this bossa nova in this section. We're on the ride cymbal, we're up to forte, and we just need to make sure we're comfortable with those change ups as well. Okay, in bars 27, 28, and also the final 2 bars, bars 35 and 36. Let's try the whole of section B. And now we'll try the whole of section B in time with a backing track. So now we'll put the whole piece together. So in the first line, we've got a 2-bar bossa nova with the 3-2 clave. Then we've got that change up at the end of the line, which brings us into section A, where we've got the same 2-bar bossa nova with the 3-2 clave. Okay, we've got the change ups in bars 11 and 12, which brings us into a variation of the bossa nova groove with that open hi-hat on the upbeat of 4 in the second bar of the groove. Okay, then we've got the change ups again in bars 19 and 20, which brings us into section B, where we change to the ride cymbal. We change the clave to a 2-3 clave, and we're also up to forte. We've got the change ups in this section as well. Okay, finishing with that 4-stroke rough. So let's just make sure we can flow through the whole piece. And now we'll try the whole piece in time with a backing track. So make sure you're comfortable playing a bossa nova. So like I said before, it's a very common Brazilian rhythmic style, and it's also used in jazz, okay? So definitely one as drummers we need to be comfortable playing in, okay? So make sure you get to that point where you're feeling comfortable, okay? So really build up the independence and really feel the rhythms. Don't rush through the song just to be able to play the song, okay? You really want to be comfortable playing the style of music. Give it the right feel, so remember it's a light style of music. So make sure on the cymbals you're using the tip of the stick in the middle of the cymbal, and those cross sticks are really prominent, okay? So you're hitting the cross stick at the right point of the stick to get that nice cross stick sound. So on the shoulder just before the stick tapers. Okay, so make sure as you're playing, you're thinking about how you're playing as well. Okay, don't just play the notes, play the style of music as well. So really bring that across. So as you're playing the notes, think about how you're playing them, how they should sound, how you want them to sound, and make sure they are sounding like that. Okay, so really develop your bossa nova drumming, your Brazilian drumming, which is also used in jazz. Really important for a drummer. So really take the parts of this lesson, make sure you're comfortable playing them. As you feel more comfortable, they'll sound better. Okay, that's the point you want to get to. Okay, so really work on your drumming, because then as we go forward and do more bossa nova style music, it's going to put you in better stead. Okay, you're going to be used to playing it. You don't just want to be learning the notes on the page. Really absorb these rhythms to get familiar with them. Okay, so practice this song through, have fun with it, and we'll see you in the next lesson.